It's Thursday and it's time for our live. I'm super excited to just kind of roll everything back to the basics for you. So as you're hopping on, tell me again where you're tuning in from. I love to hear where you're tuning in from. And today we're going to talk specifically about basics of highlighting and contouring. So if you've seen the viral makeup going around that contouring is like the new thing, I promise you I was contouring back in the 80s, but I was using blush to do it. And it was like a dark plum blush. And so what I want to do is kind of bring you up to date, especially if you have over 50 skin or over 40 or over 60 or 70. Yay, Maryland, Germany. But I wanted to kind of break down basics for you because I think that sometimes, especially since I've been teaching for over 6 years, for me, like I think that everybody has seen all of my videos of what highlighting and contouring does. And then I forget that so many of you are new here. And so I'm like, maybe I need to like break it down. And so I thought today would be a good day to do that. Of course, prepping your skin is always number one for me. And you guys know how much I love this brand, this Halo skincare brand. And I will tag them. I'll put this in the stories because this is new to me. This is an SPF 30 and I've been trying it under my makeup for the last few days and I'm super impressed. I was out in the sun all day yesterday and I did not get sunburned. So if you're looking for a good sunscreen, this is a good one. I love how light it is. So let's see, it's kind of like a gel. And it just goes on really, really light. I have not had breakouts from it at all. And I usually can tell right off the bat if my skin is going to react to it. I'll get like weird random bumps all over my skin from sunscreen. And so I'm always hesitant to try a bunch of different sunscreens, but you guys know how much I trust the Halo skincare brand. So let me know, send me a message, or Instagram doesn't save your comments in my live videos, which is kind of a bummer. So if you comment that you want something here, when I stop my video, it like erases it. So don't give up on me if I don't respond with a link or whatever to anything that I'm using. You can always just shoot me a DM. I'm in my DMs all the time. It's where I like to hang out with you guys. So know that I'm available. So I've got that sunscreen on. I kind of like to think of it as kind of like a primer in a way. So you guys know I'm not a huge primer lover because my skin loves the cream makeup that I use, this makeup right here. And so I like it close to my skin, the cream makeup, but my esthetician, Lauren, is like, nope, sunscreen every day. So I've been searching and searching. I was using this one by Tatcha, but it tends to give me bumps. So let me know if you guys struggle with that as well. Because I think sometimes sunscreen is full of chemicals and things, and that's what my skin it freaks out. Does not like all of the chemicals. So let's break it down with some basics of highlighting and contouring. Let me get my hair out of the way for you. So this always looks so cute. Anyway, so I love to highlight, I love to contour first. And the reason that you don't have to do it this way, especially if you don't have this all-in-one makeup system like I have, and maybe you're just picking up contour from the grocery store or wherever, I want you to understand what you're doing with contouring and why using a few different shades on your face will make a huge difference. So I'm going to contour first because I only like a really light layer of makeup. My favorite brush to contour with is this one right here. It is called the Detail Brush. And I love it because this is so nice and flat like this. And then the other side is the perfect side for working my under eye. Now, I've let that sit. It's all dried. That's super important when you go to apply cream makeup, is that you're allowing your skincare and your SPF to sit on the skin and let the skin soak it in. Let's see. You've never contoured and you're 60. Okay, good. I'm glad this is going to help because I feel like you're seeing it everywhere, but you don't really understand, like, what's the point of highlighting and contouring? Why is it so good, especially for anybody with mature skin? I'm telling you, it's like a facelift. So let me show you. So I'm going to go in here. This is my contour, and you can see this is a contour and this is a bronzer. And you can see how much cooler the contour is. And that is because contour is meant to be a shadow on your skin, okay? So, oh good. You guys ask all your questions as I'm doing this. I'll do my best to like keep up with the questions, but so with contour, I want you to think of, look at your face and tell me where you're seeing, the sunscreen is called, it's the Halo Silky Sun Gel. And I'll put this up in the stories so you guys can like click on it and purchase. And of course I have a discount code, but I'm really, really impressed with this sunscreen. And we're heading into summer and we're going to be outside. So when you look at your face and you think about contouring, and as we age, we have like receded hairline, right? Our hair kind of starts to like go back, or maybe you're like me and has just always had a larger forehead. Call it a 4-finger forehead. That's what I call it. So what we're going to do is we're going to shrink this forehead down. And to do that, we need to make this recede, okay? And with highlighting and contouring, with contour, what that does is pulls back. And when you brighten with like a lighter color, that pulls forward. So this is what changes the dimension of the face with makeup. So up here, I can swipe up here because my forehead isn't wiggly. But when I come down here in these areas, you'll see me do more tapping. And that's because with the cream, it just does better. And if you want a fuller coverage with cream, you're going to do more tapping. Okay, so the cheek is the most common thing that people kind of get tripped up on with their contour. And that is because especially if you look at my face, and I'm older, things are starting to kind of like fall a little bit. And you can see this is my natural contour. Now, if I contour there, I am not going to get the lift up that I want. And that's what highlighting and contouring will do, okay? So I'm going to take my brush. I've got my contour just on this side, and I'm going to start at the top of my ear here, and you can even fill it with your finger. Like even right now, you're sitting there watching, I want you to take your finger and I want you to feel that bone, okay? Now my bone is clear up here, but look at my contour is clear down here. And if I was to go like this, and contour down here, it's going to be too low, okay? So I want you to feel that bone, and I want you to actually take that contour and tap it right on that bone, okay? And I only like to bring it in about from here down. I don't want to bring it in any further, just from the corner of my eye down. So I will stop here, and because my face is so long and thin, I want my contour to be more horizontal and not so vertical, okay? So keep that in mind. When you're contouring your forehead up here, you can kind of place it and then just move it around. This contour is so easy to build. Like you can start with a lot and swipe it on with your finger and blend it out. I just am like kind of a minimalist and don't love like using a ton of product. I just like to keep it really light. So again, start at the top of my ear, find my bone, and start tapping. Okay. I should have done one high and one low just so you could see, but see how this now is lifting that cheekbone. Now the cool thing is that this here, it's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to kind of define that jawline a little bit, okay? So instead of, don't think about coming all the way under here and applying the contour, and you don't want it sitting on top here, you want it to kind of be right on that area, okay? I did it a little bit high. And I don't need it back here because I need my jaw to be wider back here. So I'm just going to place it right on this. Let's see if I can show you better on this side. So see where it hangs down? And then I like to just drag it down. All this loose. All that loose skin. It just kind of lifts that up and hides it. So I've shrunk my forehead, I've lifted my cheeks, and now, let's see, did you put your contour right on the cheekbone? Yes. Yes. So it used to be, you'd go like that and put it down below the cheekbone, but if you're aging and your skin and your face is kind of falling this way, I want you to lift it up and put it higher than what you think, okay? And when you do that, and especially with this cream makeup, because it's so forgiving and we can blend and like it's super easy that way, don't be afraid to tap it right on that cheekbone, okay? Now, I could do my nose next. In fact, let's just do it. And I'm gonna show you a quick nose contour as well. But I'm just gonna take contour and put it all over my nose. And you're like, that doesn't look like a good idea. I want to show you how forgiving. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me some hearts if you can still hear me. I don't know why my phone is just blowing up all of a sudden with people being excited to talk to me. Okay, let me get this brush. This is the buff brush, okay? So, oh good, thank you. The buff brush is for more full coverage makeup. This one right here is called the blush and bronzer brush. And see how it's like thinner, not so stiff? This will give me a lighter coverage foundation, okay? Then if I go with something like this, this will give me even a lighter coverage, okay? So I'm just gonna go in, let's use this one. This is the 3D brush, and it's like kind of a good mix between this. Never seen you before. Oh, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, appreciate it. So we're gonna go in, and you can see I have 3 different shades of highlight. Now, in Saint World, highlight is foundation. The cool thing is that contour is foundation as well, which is why I already applied the contour, because that's foundation, okay? So now I'm gonna go on with some brighter shades, and we're gonna pop the eyes and the face forward in certain areas, okay? So again, dark recedes and pulls back, and light pulls forward, okay? So anything around the eye area, I'm going to want it a little brighter, right? Because that's where I want people to see it, okay? So I'm gonna go in with my darkest shade here, And this is the new shade Athens. And I'm just going to apply this everywhere where I don't already have the contour, okay? So everywhere where I'm not contouring is where I'm going to apply my main shade. Now I've already put contour in my nose, right? So I'm going to skip that. I'm going to put some of this here and here. See my skin? I started using some Retin-A on my face, and like, so it's kind of shedding a little bit, which is kind of what you want to keep the skin looking really pretty. So now I'm going to go to the next shade here, and I almost always recommend 2 different shades of highlight for you. So, and then you can add a darker one if you need to during the summer, but I almost always will do like a bright one and a darker one. I like to go in with this medium shade and now start working closer around my eyes. So anytime if you have mature skin, you want to be really careful about applying too much product anywhere around your eyes. You want it to be really, really light. I like to cover the redness on my eyelids because I swear as I've gotten older, the skin gets so thin and all of the purple veins start to pop out. So it's just what happens, right? Okay, hang on. I gotta find, you guys, I need to clean my brushes is what needs to happen. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this small one, and I'm gonna go into something a little bit brighter. And when you're working with these bright shades like this, you want to keep that away from anything textured, meaning wrinkles, okay? And I'm gonna pop a little bit here, and watch how this begins to pull my eyes forward, okay? So we've got the contour, and now we're gonna like pull these eyes forward and lift that eye up. See what that does? See how everything we're doing, especially with this system, is to really shape the face the way we want and brighten it. Let's take a little bit of this, and we're going to go down the center of my nose. I'm actually going to take a little bit on each side. But see how I'm keeping it away from the wrinkles, okay? Now I'm just going to take that brush and I'm going to start to work that in. And again, anytime you're working around your eyes and they're extra wiggly like mine, tapping is always going to be best. Tap, tap, tap. Keeping the bright away from the texture. Tap, tap, tap. And the cool thing about cream is it warms up. So see, like I have bags as well, okay? So you do not want the bright color on the top of the bag. It is actually better, let me just get a smaller brush so I can show you. To take a color, you can take the bright one, and you're going to go kind of like make the bag worse, and I want you to go right in that crease, okay? The biggest problem with this that people will have is they will apply too much, okay? So I want you to just, the smallest amount. If you're using this cream makeup, you will understand that you will not be needing a lot of product. We are talking super small amounts, and I always do it darker on these videos for you so that you can see a little bit better, but when I do it in person, you'd be shocked at how small of amount of product I use. See how that popped that chin forward? Do you see that? This is what I'm talking about with like highlighting and contouring. It's really what like lifts the face, shapes it, shrinks the forehead, gives the cheekbone a lift, and then you can go in and softly blend the edges together, okay? You notice I don't have contour here. Sometimes I will put contour there, But remember, because my face is so narrow and thin this way, if I put contour here, it's going to make it thinner, okay? So if you have a rounder, fuller face, you can absolutely bring contour here. You can actually bring it further in here, and that's going to shrink the face, okay? Does that make sense? Because I want you guys to really understand what it is that we're doing with highlighting and contouring. I want you to understand that because my face is thin, I'm going to contour a little bit different. I'm going to want to shrink it this way and keep this wide, okay? If you have a round face and you want to make it look more narrow, you're probably going to use less here and bring everything in here, okay? Let's add some blush. This right here, you guys, is a new one. It's called Ibiza. I had it stashed away and I was only using this for very special occasions, but they brought it back. And so now I can use it. I'm hoping that helps you guys. I'm just gonna take, and with cream, okay? It looks like I'm getting a lot on the brush. And I'm just going to put my blush right above my contour, okay? Again, because we're aging and our face is kind of falling, you are going to want to keep that blush nice and high. Don't put it here, okay? Because when I smile, I want to put it right here, but watch what happens when I stop smiling. It's clear down here, okay? We don't want the blush to drag our face down. We want it to lift, so keep it really high. And I like to bring it up on my temple. Let's put some of this on my lips. It's like the perfect color of nude. So this is Saint Cream Makeup. It's a makeup system that I can help like match you to. On the bottom here, I have like color correctors and eyeshadow. There's powder, bronzers, but this right here is their 3D foundation. Foundation not just made up of one color, but made up of multiple shades to really give you a beautiful finish with very little product. And you think cream and you think like, I don't know, like stage makeup. I'm telling you, the cream is so light that it wears so well in the summer. Never had makeup that wears better. And it doesn't settle in fine lines and wrinkles. And you always want to make sure you're setting the cream makeup. This is their setting spray. I like to just spray it like a hose, okay? I like a really dewy finish because I feel like with aging, we've lost that really pretty glow. So I don't want to like dull it down with a bunch of powder. Do you apply foundation over the contour? So no, I just applied the contour, and then everywhere where I didn't apply the contour, I put my foundation. Okay, so, but remember, the contour is foundation. It's the same thing. But so you're just literally dipping into different tins. It's so easy. Let's put a little bit of illuminator on. So this is a bigger palette of mine. This is my travel palette. And I'm gonna go into this, and it's shiny. I'm gonna tap it. Okay, right on the top parts of my cheek. I can put it on my nose, down the center. And see, again, light, dark, right? So anywhere we want to like bring the attention to, we're going to put light on. Anywhere where we want to like give shadow or add a dimension, then we put the dark. All right, you guys, any other questions? The cool part about these systems is then here's my brow color. So everything that I could possibly need is in the compact. So when I travel, I just take this, throw it in my bag, and I'm like good to go. Okay, thank you. Yes, I see it looks great. It doesn't stand out at all. Maybe I've seen it on young people. Oh, yes, absolutely. What you're going to find here with me is I'm super natural. Okay, I'm very natural. I don't like the look of a lot of makeup. I like it to be really soft and natural. And I think that's a better way to go as we begin to age. Not saying I don't like sparkly eyeshadow, because I do. But I really love a more like natural look. So that's what you're going to find here with me. So be sure and hit that follow button. If like you think you vibe with the way I do makeup, I definitely do more than just like this makeup. I love to talk skincare and all things aging, and yeah. And I'm going to record a couple more eyeshadow videos for you guys. So if you have hooded eyes or deep set eyes, stay tuned and I'll get those posted. And thanks you guys for jumping on with me on a Thursday. And know you can find me every Thursday here. I like to do live videos and answer your questions. So have a beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next week.